Do you want to know the one thing that a narcissist cannot live without? Well, it's attention. But it's not just any old attention, it's constant attention. And they don't care how they get that attention. Whether it's perceived as good or bad is irrelevant. The fact that you're giving them attention is enough to reaffirm to that narcissist that they've got control over you. So let's not give them attention and let's put ourselves first. Hit that heart button if you hear me on this.
What the fuck?
No contact hurts. Now, it doesn't just hurt, but it's really, really hard. It is the only thing that allows us to break away from our toxic narcissistic partners. It is such a necessary thing that we have to go through as humans. And I always get asked, but Rebecca, why is it so bloody painful? And it is because as humans, we have invested our time and our energy into that person. We have given so much of ourselves to that person, and deep down inside, we still want something back. So we hold on to that person, hoping they're going to change, hoping they're going to accept everything that we've given to them and actually give us something back. The truth is that's never going to happen. So hit the follow button because I'm going to give you more on this. If you know someone that needs to hear it, share. Toxic people do not value or appreciate loyalty, but they will certainly expect it from you, and they will definitely not give you it back in return. So my question is, why do you continue to give them years of your life when they are not going to be giving you anything back?
Guys, we hear this all the time, okay? You've got all these women out here on TikTok, on YouTube, complaining about their dating lives, saying that their dating lives are so hard because most men are narcissists, right? They can't seem to find a good man, and they waste years of their life chasing a man who never had the intention to marry them, and woe, oh woe, they are the victim. Now, guys, at a certain point, a lot of men have drawn the conclusion that maybe, just maybe, you're attracted to the bad boys. You're attracted to the dudes who treat you as a second priority, and now that you rock around to 30, 40 years of age, you want a quote-unquote real man to step up for you. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor The Fiend back again with another response video, and on today's show, guys, we are going to be kicking it off by breaking down some clips from this woman right here on narcissism, okay? But before we jump into it, guys, as always, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals, excuse me. The link, as always, will be in the description. Guys, Locals is totally free to join. We're posting archives content over there, here and there from the YouTube, slowly moving stuff over, just because you never really know with Susan these days. We don't really know what the hell we're allowed to say, so I'm kind of treating each day as though it could be the last for the channel. So guys, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. Now, let's jump into some of this woman's clips. As always, guys, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments, and let's take a listen to what she has to say.
Toxic people do not value or appreciate loyalty, but they will certainly expect it from you. And
Right, so right off the bat, this tells you something quite interesting, okay? She says that they expect loyalty from you, and they don't value it. Now, when I first heard this, guys, you notice how it doesn't quite sit right? Because a lot of these girls, they actually view loyalty as something like, they'll have, a lot of them will say that they're loyal, but really they have one foot in the door and one foot out the door, right? See, expecting loyalty wouldn't be a problem if you were loyal. You see what I'm getting at here, guys? Like, oh, my man, you know, this guy expects loyalty from me. What, are you demonstrating not loyalty? Yeah. Like, loyalty is a baseline for a relationship. Like, what do you, like, I don't know, man.
they will definitely not give you it back in return. So my question is, why do you continue to give them years of your life when they are not going to be giving you anything back?
Fantastic question, because you're attracted to them anyway. right? You want to believe in that Disney fairy tale. You know that these girls, guys, it's so funny, right? Because they want you to believe, like, oh, they were tricked, and they thought that they would have their Disney fairyland after all, where that guy who they're incredibly attracted to, who's jacked, who makes a lot of money, finally commits to them and marries them and stuff like that. Everybody else knows that you're not going to get that. But you want to be like, oh, but I was his side piece for 5 years, and he almost made me his girlfriend, so that basically I can call him my ex now. It's like, no, it's pathetic. You don't have a relationship, you don't have a husband, you have nothing, and you'll get on the internet crying about how the dude was a narcissist. Maybe you should cry about, the dude was a narcissist. You might want to get into a relationship with him first before you start throwing around adjectives that you don't quite understand. Let's continue into the next clip.
Here are 5 clear signs that you are with a narcissist. Number 1, they're incredibly manipulative. Number 2, they're demanding. Number 3, they are patronizing. Number 4, it's their way or no way. And number 5, they are addicted to attention. If you think you're with a narcissist, hit that plus sign so you don't get caught up.
Yeah, by the way, isn't that so ironic, right? Like, oh, narcissists, they want attention. By the way, guys, make sure that you like and have a look at all of my TikTok. It's like, what do you it's so ironic, guys, that like they'll make videos like this, and then like they'll follow, they'll just use it to get likes on their profile picture on Instagram, like their personal profile and crap like that. It's crazy. By the way, narcissists want attention. By the way, give me attention. You know what I mean? But let's address a few of their points here, because I've said this for a little while now, guys, but girls, anyone selling the idea that for example, women are victims, you're going to make a lot of money. You see, like what's his name? That guy, I always forget whenever I bring it up, but I think it was Derek Jackson, right? He sold these women like oh, don't worry, you're a victim, everybody else sucks, right? And he made like a bucket load of money off of that, right? Let's take a look one more time.
Here are 5 clear signs that you are with a narcissist. Number 1, they're incredibly manipulative.
This always reminds me, guys, like videos like this, they give me the while I think it's important that people learn about narcissism and stuff like that, a lot of these girls, they grossly, I hesitate to use the word misdiagnose it, but they call everything under the sun a narcissist, right? I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of dudes watching this video right now, and you've been called a narcissist for what you like. You probably treated the girl fantastically, you did everything, tried to make her happy and crap like that, and you'll still wind up being called a narcissist because, I don't know, you quote unquote expected loyalty. You know what I mean? It's absolutely insane. But these videos always remind me, like the picture I have in my head, right, is a girl a younger woman who doesn't get, basically, she doesn't get the relationship that she wants. She can't get the guy to commit. So what she does is she goes on the internet and she types in, my man lied to me or something like that. And it's like, oh, the 20 signs that you're dealing with a narcissist. And then it's like, does he blink? Yes, he's a narcissist,
Number 2, they're demanding. Number 3, they are patronizing. Number 4, it's their way or no way. And number 5, they are addicted to attention.
These are all beautiful things because, like, I'm going to pull up the comments so you guys can see this. Let me see. I think I set this up correctly, right? Full house yet again. It's typically I don't know why. I think dudes are just simping on here for her kind of thing. But I'm definitely with a narcissist. It hurts. I don't know what to do. Right? Like, what on earth is this, man? What on earth is going on? Let's continue on to the next clip.
Do you want to know the one thing that a narcissist cannot live without? Well, it's attention. But it's not just any old attention, it's constant attention. And they don't care how they get that attention. Whether it's perceived as good or bad is irrelevant. The fact that you're giving them attention is enough to reaffirm to that narcissist that they've got control over you. So let's not give them attention and let's put ourselves first. Hit that heart button if you hear me on this.
Do you guys ever find it funny how like these girls will be sitting here on TikTok talking about narcissism, right? And we have like an absolute crap ton of makeup on. We've like curled our hair a bit, right? We've probably got a filter. Like, You know what I mean? And it's all like, oh, by the way, like my profile, guys, so that my friends can see that I'm valuable, right? I don't get it, man. I sincerely do not get it. Let's take a look at some of these comments and see what people have said. Facts in all capitals. Maybe I'm a narcissist. I like an attention from a partner, or maybe because I'm a woman. I hear, what on earth is this punctuation? You are my Lisa here says, you are my TikTok girl crush. Shush, don't tell anyone. Definitely, it's non-stop. Thank you, needed this right now. I'm with you, ma'am. It's too time consuming. Yeah, sister, facts, says Michelle, it looks like here. Man, I tell you what.
No contact hurts. Now, it doesn't just hurt, but it's really, really hard. It is the only thing that allows us to break away from our toxic narcissistic partners. It is such a necessary thing that we have to go through as humans. And I always get asked, but Rebecca, why is it so bloody painful?
I should take a pause here and stipulate to you guys, by the way, that this woman calls herself she's like a toxic relationship coach. You know what I mean? She's a toxic emotional relationship coach or some crap like that. Okay, this woman has like built her career off of this, you know, off of like, oh yeah.
And it is because as humans, we have invested our time and our energy into that person. We have given so much of ourselves to that person, and deep down inside, we still want something back. So we hold on to that person, hoping they're going to change, hoping they're going to accept everything that we've given to them and actually give us something back.
We hear the piano, guys. It's obviously incredibly sad. It's terrible. These girls are victims and everything like that. Whenever I see situations like this, girls will always paint it like, how many times have we had this piano where they're like, oh, I always invested everything and it didn't work out, right? I've made this point before, guys, but it's like these girls, they act as though they can't tell what a red flag is. Right, and the logical conclusion that you have to end up drawing is that they're attracted to red flags, right? Like that guy, for example, that has all of the attention from women, who's tall and jacked, got a lot of money, got the sports car, got whatever. Like obviously that man is not going to commit to you. Obviously, if you put everything into that guy, he's not going to be around anymore, right? Like it's so incredibly clear where it's like if you take a father, okay, and you ask him to say to provide his opinion and say, is this guy going to be good for my daughter or not? The father knows within a second, right? He knows yes or no, just right off the bat. He just knows right away. But we're supposed to believe and feel sorry for these girls who they put everything into relationships and it just never seems to work out. And they're on like their fifth toxic boyfriend and they can't seem to leave. And it's like all this kind of crap. Now, I can understand if it's like one individual, you know what I mean? Where you go through one terrible relationship and the person actually just lied to you, like full on just lied to you. Like there are people like that where you can't tell for sure. But for the most part, you really, really can tell. If you're a woman or if you're a dude and you have like a streak like this, okay, I would suggest that you stop and you take a look what the hell is going on. You know what I mean? Unfortunately for dudes, I would say that this stuff is a lot more common in women, by the way, because the entitlement gets blown up from all the attention that they get from social media. So you as a dude, at least in my view, you're more likely to run into this crap as a man. But like people need to stop and take a second and go like, why am I actually investing my time into this individual when they clearly display multiple red flags? Dudes are out here going out with girls with like pink hair and septum piercings and expecting it to go well. These girls are out here going out with dudes who are 6 foot jacked with like sleeves, sports car, 50 girls that are into him and expecting commitment. You're out of your damn mind.
The truth is that's never going to happen. So hit the follow button because I'm going to give you more on this. If you know someone that needs to hear it, share.
Beautiful stuff. On to the next video.
Do you remember when your narcissistic partner told you that all of their exes are crazy and now all of a sudden you too are put in that crazy bracket? Of course, by their saying and by their doing. It's no coincidence.
Guys, we hear this all the time, okay? I'm going to say it right off the bat. I think that there is a huge difference between this exact circumstance for men and for women. I really do. Okay, the dudes who I've heard who have described their ex-girlfriends and said that she's crazy, she's damn well been crazy. Like every single time, she's been an absolute psycho. Like she leaves a trail of carnage in her wake and crap like that. When I hear these women call dudes crazy, or like they'll use the word narcissist, right? They won't say crazy. A lot of these guys, when they say that, like, oh, these girls, excuse me, they say that, oh, my ex-boyfriend was a narcissist. It's like, typically he's not a narcissist. He's just not giving you what you want, or you never even had a relationship with the guy to begin with. You see, words like this, they're wielded as a weapon against dudes to be able to try and get men to do what they want for them. You see what I'm saying? Right, it's like if the guy doesn't give you what you want, then you basically draw like a social moat around him by saying he's a narcissist or he's a user, right, or something like that. I'll see dudes appropriately use the word crazy, and for the life of me, I rarely see women, use the word crazy or narcissist correctly themselves. Right, let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I think there's a huge difference there. Let's continue on to the next video.
Did you know that there is a strong link between trauma, codependency, and attracting narcissists? Now, this is a cycle that you are going to find yourself in unless you deal with that unresolved trauma. And if you want some help, all you've got to do is comment below.
Yeah, guys, and then buy my like $2,000 course, because I'm a toxic relationship coach. And look at this, right? Look at this text right here, guys. Okay. Attracting narcissists. You don't attract narcissists, you choose narcissists. I am so sick of hearing this point, guys, of like, oh, girls, they just seem to attract the bad boys, right? How many times have we all heard this? Okay, these girls will say they attract the bad boys, they attract the narcissists, right? No, you don't. You just choose dudes who don't want to commit to you, and then you paint them after the fact with these adjectives. You see what I'm saying? It's like the dude, again, guys, like these men, not all of them are narcissists. Not all of them have been in relationships with these women. They want to paint the idea that they've been in a relationship with them, so they'll turn around and call him a narcissist and call him stuff like that. Again, guys, these girls, they misappropriate these words so much that unfortunately it really does take away the meaning. Right? It really does. Like, and the difference between men and women on this is really quite crazy. Because what you'll notice, guys, is that by and large, dudes will actually use words that have attached meanings to them. So, like, I know a lot of the times, if a dude calls his ex-girlfriend crazy, if I dig back, he's got his car keyed somewhere, or she's like broken stuff in the house, or crap like that, right? But whenever I hear a girl use the word narcissist, you meet the guy, and you've come to find out that they never even had a relationship, and the guy's completely chill. He just didn't want to commit to her, right? Oh, this is muted.
That you are going to find yourself in unless you deal with that unresolved trauma. And if you want some help, all you've got to do is comment below.
Beautiful stuff. Let's take a look at some of these comments, right? Aga at the top says, tomorrow is my first mediation during a divorce with a narcissist. And this is the thing, right? These videos, like they're great in that they do break up the nuclear family quite a lot. Right, like, oh, you deserve better, queen. Your husband is a narcissist because it's his way or the highway, right? It's like he's a narcissist. You need to be a boss, babe. You need to level up, and you need to get rid of that narcissist with no contact. And then what do we end up with? First comment here: some woman getting a divorce with a quote-unquote narcissist. Next individual says, "I need help, please." Totally agree. I found out I was pregnant, and he jumped on Bumble the next day. These girls, guys, they sure know how to choose them, don't they? They sure know how to choose them. So you're telling me this girl right here named Summer, she chose a dude. This is from the comment section from this exact same video, by the way. This girl chose a dude, got pregnant to him, and then he's on Bumble. Wow, you sure know how to pick him. This is fantastic. I confronted the narcissist in my relationship about how I was feeling. I told I was just looking for a reason to be mad. I love your videos. I need help, X, says Tanya Hodgson. I may need help. I seriously need help, says Samantha. Hey, Sammy, if you click the link in my bio, you can find ways to reach me there. I wonder how much her coaching costs, right? Maybe we'll look into that on another video, but let's continue into the next video. I think we're out of them, guys. So we'll be jumping into today's magazine article. And this is a bit of a funny one that I wanted to show you guys, okay? Because a lot of these girls who jump up and down and they complain about narcissistic men and about how men are so terrible, they themselves are obviously smart and successful, but they just can't seem to find a normal man. And this is what this magazine article right here is about, okay? Written by a woman named Lisa Bonos, and it is titled, under relationships, men say that they want smart, successful women. So why do these women have trouble dating? Guys, when I pulled up this magazine article, I was literally sitting in here with my editor, right? We were organizing content for the next couple of videos, and I showed him this article, and I was like, hey man, have you ever heard a guy say that he wants specifically a successful woman? And he was like, no. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Me neither. Again, guys do not care about how much money you make or what degree that you have. We do not care. I literally have never heard a dude say specifically that he wants a successful woman. I've heard smart a couple times. More often this comes in the form of, being able to hold good conversation and stuff like that. But it just shows you that they're not even listening in the first place. They're really not even listening. So let's jump into this. And obviously she's promoting a book here called The Love Gap, right? Basically, whatever, let's jump in. Jenna Birch's new book sat on my desk for a few months before I could bear to open it. The Love Gap, a radical plan to win in life and love, is about why smart, successful, independent women, the type of women men profess to want, have trouble finding steady relationships. I don't know what kind of men that you're dealing with, but I have never heard a guy say that he wants a, quote, smart, successful, and independent woman. I don't think I've ever heard those adjectives in that particular order leave a dude's mouth for the type of girl that he wants. So, this just tells me that you're not even listening. For years, my single girlfriends and I have been told by the men we date, you're everything I'm looking for, but I just don't feel it. Or you're great, but I'm just not ready for a relationship. We've heard the same refrains for decades in breakup talks with men in their 20s, 30s, even their 40s. I didn't want to open the book because it felt too close to home, but I'm glad that I did, because in it I found empathy for the women who hear these things and the men who say them, and an explanation for why seemingly good matches fall apart or never come to fruition. Perplexed by her own dating struggles, Birch dug into research and spoke to about 100 men and women about why it's so hard to find the relationship that they desire. She does more than blame online dating's flakiness and an abundance of choice, which singles have been living through and reading about for years. Rather, Birch finds an explanation in the enduring pressure of men to feel to be providers, even in an era when in about a third of married or cohabitating couples, women bring in half or more of the household's earnings. Until men can provide for a family, Birch finds that they don't feel comfortable dating seriously or making a lifelong commitment, and no matter how much men say that they want an equal partner, a woman who's smart and independent, studies find that such women often make men feel emasculated or inferior. I don't know how they get this kind of crap data, but dudes are not emasculated, they're not intimidated, they're not inferior because you earn more money than them, right? Seriously, I don't understand how they get to these conclusions. I don't know dudes who go out there and say, you know what, it's important for me in a relationship that I pay all the bills, and if she earns more money than me, then that makes me feel insecure and inferior. I have never heard that in my life. Birch and I spoke about her book last week. The following interview has been edited for clarity and length. There's a lot of survey data that said men were really into these smart career women, but I looked around at who was struggling with dating and they tended to be that type. If this type of woman is the dream girl, then why are they having so many problems? Maybe because they're not the dream girl. That was a big guiding question from the beginning. And then Laura Park had research that came out in 2015 that showed psychological distance matters a lot. Psychological distance has to do when you're thinking about something as an abstract concept. For example, there are a lot of pros to smart, independent career women. They have that second paycheck, they're intellectually in the same plane, and they are similarly educated. All things we know to produce good relationship partners. Yeah, these are things, by the way, that women look for in men. You ever notice how like these studies just end up getting skewed in such a way that it comes out that they're like, oh, men are looking for strong, successful, independent, driven, ambitious women. No, we're not. No, we're not. I don't, but these are certainly things that women are attracted to for sure. Okay, notice how it's always coming from their perspective, and what they want, they then project onto what men should want. How does that play out in real life? I would get on dates where a guy would be so excited about the date, we'd have intellectual sparring, and then we'd get there and it started to be a competition. I've had guys get into one-upping matches with me on dates. It can be a little bit difficult. Why do men have trouble committing to women who seem to be on the whole package, or as you call them, the end goal? Birch says, women who are end goals are those who really have their lives together. It might be the partnership that these men ultimately want, but they're just not there yet, so that they can't commit. I wanted to reassure women that if they were having these problems, not to get a complex about it. Just wait until they find an investment they really want to make, or someone who is special. Yeah, ladies, just keep on waiting for that one guy. I'm sure it's going to work out fine. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments below. If you disagree with anything I've said, guys, feel free to do so. That is what the comments box is for. And as always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. Before you head out, there's just a few announcements that I'd like to make. The first is that my editor, who goes through all of the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together content for us to endure, has started his own YouTube channel. The link will be in the video description, so make sure that you go and show him some support by going and giving him a sub. Also, we are currently looking to expand Fiendish content creation behind the scenes, so if you're interested in becoming a content creator alongside me, be sure to check out the application form at the very bottom of the video description. This is for those of you who are interested in becoming a part of the content that you see here on YouTube. So if you're interested in applying, make sure to get in quick. People who apply first will have priority for consideration. Again, the link is at the very bottom of the video description. Lastly, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, there are links to both Patreon and locals below the video, guys. I'd like to extend a huge thank you to the supporters on those two platforms. You guys allow me to make these episodes, and your support is greatly appreciated. As always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will catch you later for real this time, guys. Peace.